I am so excited. I've been counting down the days.
6 and 7.
There's a lot of dancing, and my goal is just to make everyone dance with me.
While Disney is yet to confirm a release date for the third part of its Zombies franchise, all indications reveal that we will be seeing more of Seabrook and its interesting population sometime in the future. This is a bold statement to make, especially in the absence of genuine confirmation from the studios and any of the actors. But with a franchise as successful as Zombies and the mysterious event that ended the second movie, there's no denying that continuity is just around the corner. In this video, we'll be revisiting the details of the journey so far and how it set the background for the third part. Brace yourself for the wildest theories yet. And if at this stage you haven't seen any of the previous movies, I suggest you turn back now because there are loads of spoilers coming through. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We're giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad Mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice, so be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter this giveaway. It's really that simple. What's the story so far? The Zombies movie franchise is a musical and dance original Disney production that is set in the fictional city of Seabrooks, where humans and zombies coexist after a nuclear explosion originating from the city's power plants results in a mutation that turns half the population of the city into brain-eating zombies. But they don't coexist harmoniously because, as a natural human reaction to undesirables, those unaffected by the zombification decide to build a wall, thus quarantining the zombies in a territory known as Zombie Town. The first part of the movie follows the star-crossed love between human girl cheerleader Addison and her zombie boyfriend and football player Zed as they battle the overwhelming odds to show the residents of Seabrooks, humans and zombies alike, how much they can achieve by accepting their differences, coming together as a community, and setting aside old prejudices in order to move forward. This doesn't come easily as they're faced with a couple of challenges that make the movie interesting to watch and learn from. But in the end, we have a community of humans and zombies getting along and partying together. Part 2 starts off with a previously undisclosed history of the fictional Seabrooks that involves werewolves. It is revealed that the early human settlers of Seabrook chased the werewolves into the woods and hid the source of their power called the Moonstone. With the zombies and humans now peacefully coexisting in the present after the events of Zombies 1, the arrival of the werewolves seeking their alpha and Moonstone threatens this harmony yet again. This leads to Addison and Zed once again taking charge as they deal with their personal issues, face challenges against their relationship, and bring unity within the community amongst humans, werewolves, and zombies alike. Now that that is sorted, let's dive right into our theories on what to expect from Zombies 3 without wasting much time. Considering the cliffhanger at the last scene before the closing credits and the lots of questions left unanswered from both existing movies, there's a lot to expect. Addison's true origin will be revealed. At the end of Zombies 2, something nobody expected happened, and for a moment, we thought the mystery of Addison's origin would be solved. However, while a number of other details were unwrapped before our eyes, Addison's true origin remains unclear, and this vague aspect of the franchise might be the stepping rock for the emerging installation. Right from Addison's introduction into the movie, we noticed that she was adopted and subsequently suffered a similar fate of hair fixation with the zombies. One major distinction between humans and zombies in the franchise lies in their hair color, and, as a matter of fact, humans are recognized by their basic blonde, brunette, and black hair, while zombies are left with their invariable green hair. Before you go on to check the colors of your hair and others around you, do not forget that Addison has white hair, which she once hid under a blonde wig. Interestingly, this unchanging hair might be a nod to the idea that she has zombie blood in her system, following the fact that Bucky mentioned to Addison once that their grandfather was almost killed by a zombie, which she termed bitten. Should I remind you that the status of her true parents has not been revealed, and nobody knows whether they were humans or zombies. All we know is that she lived with her foster parents, who seemed quite a little out of the ordinary if you ask me. In the last installment, we all expected Addison's origin to be revealed, especially considering the introduction of the werewolves, who called her the Alpha Queen and did everything in their power to have her. We all know that she sympathized with the werewolves and even helped them when no one else would. As a result, result, she was gifted the alpha werewolf necklace by the clan, and we all expected her to transform into a werewolf after wearing it. But our hopes were dashed. While she seemed so passionate, the werewolves strongly held their faith high, but it came as a shock to everyone that she didn't grow fangs and claws immediately after the necklace lined her neck. With no concrete connection to the zombies and no werewolf fangs and claws, we do not know who Addison really is or what she has within herself. All we are aware of is the fact that she is a leader. As Zed mentioned in what was supposed to be the end of the movie, after Addison said, "I thought everything would make sense if I was a werewolf, but I'm not, and I don't even know if I'm a cheerleader." Zed replied, "You're a leader, Addison. You bring people together," sealing the talk with a kiss. Had the movie stopped here, none of us would be here right now talking about whether Zombies 3 is in the making or not. The good news is that at the end of Zombies 2, we saw a bright blue meteor crash into Earth. It disrupted the connectivity of her alarm clock, and suddenly after, Addison's hair shone blue. Could this have been an indication of the coming of another species in Zombies 3? One that would reveal the basis of Addison's hair color and her true origin. As a matter of interest, some fan theories claim that Addison is an alien because of the fact that her name starts with an A. Zombies have Z's in their names, and the werewolves have W's, so it should be considered that Addison could be an alien due to the first letter of her name and the fact that her hair turned blue at the impact of the meteor. How the power plant explosion caused the zombification might be explained. What was not explicitly explained in the movie is the cause of the explosion that resulted in the zombification. We suspect that Zombies 3 will explain what really happened at the power plant, what chemicals were stored there, and how the power plant exploded. From the information we are limited to, we know that 50 years ago, an accident at Seabrook Power Plant resulted in an explosion that caused half the population of the community to turn into zombies. However, nobody knows the cause of the explosion, if it was done intentionally or otherwise. Nothing whatsoever has pointed to what was in the power plant and how dangerous it had been for it to be able to turn half of the community into zombies. And in Zombies 3, I believe this mystery will be explained to bring the audience much more closer to the community at large. More amazing musicals and dance presentations. If there was one thing we got a handful of in the Zombies franchise, it inarguably was the amazing musicals and dance presentations. From the beginning of the movie till the end of the second installment, we were showered with a lot of musical presentations where some were references to histories of the creatures involved, and others just beautiful songs to liven up the mood of the movie. Without any doubt, we got lots of songs and got to see great dance moves like we saw in previous Disney projects such as High School Musical, and we should get more in Zombies 3. More creatures will be revealed. Nobody expected the introduction of werewolves in Zombies 2. However, we were peppered with werewolves who sought the Alpha Queen. Judging from this, we should be seeing more creatures in the next installment, and there are speculations as to what creatures might be introduced. First, we all know that wherever there are werewolves, there definitely will be vampires. Through the ages, a lot of movies have depicted the mythological feud between werewolves and vampires. Some movies touted the vampires as vile and vicious, fighting the less advantaged werewolves. Nobody knows if they will be introduced, but there is a high possibility that there will come vampires, and the werewolves will need their alpha queen with her white hair to help them vanquish their mortal enemy. At this juncture, we should also note that the introduction of vampires will mean that they might as well move to hurt the humans, as vampires depend on human blood for survival. Or Addison, who sees the good in everyone, will notice how vampires are good creatures and try to integrate them into the community of Seabrook. Some other creatures we believe will be introduced in the franchise are aliens. At the end of Zombies 2, we noticed a comet crashed into Earth, and as you all know, only stars and aliens come from the sky. With much consideration, aliens could be introduced to the franchise. Judging from the fact that we have seen some other franchises project aliens as creatures who crash into Earth, and some of them have been shown to have white hair. A good example is the Monsters and Alien Project, who had a protagonist that was struck by a giant asteroid on her wedding day. The asteroid caused her to grow bigger than the average human, and her hair turned white. Whether Zombies 3 will be released soon or not, we all have our hearts bubbling with expectations. We sincerely hope that the next installment of the Zombies franchise, which will be the last, will live up to the expectations we have for it. We have come to the end of this video. In the comments section, tell us what you think will be revealed in Zombies 3.